What's up, guys? My name is Con, and we're back today with more Railroads Online, and oh boy, am I excited to be back at Railroads Online. I know it's been a bit since the last video. I got a lot of comments asking what happened to Railroads Online, but we're back. I did some building, and the new update came out a few days ago, and I'm super excited about it. It's the map and spline update. There's a lot to talk about, and we're just going to get to it. Right off the bat, you can probably tell I have a mini-map in the bottom right corner, and you can see our tracks on the mini-map, and if I open the real map, look at this. This is unbelievably cool. It's a full out map now. You'll notice it's kind of weird. It took me a bit. The map is flipped. North is this side and the south is actually where the mountains are. I was very confused why all my lines are reversed. And you can see we have all our lines on the map now. This is ridiculous. And we can toggle switches directly on the map. We can see all our trains. We can see where we are. You can see we're right here. Like, this is just super, super cool. They've also updated a ton of other stuff, including how the splines are placed. Apparently, it's a lot better now. And apparently, I found out, which I didn't know, they have a thing now where you can actually, make parallel track with their spline tool. You can use the spline tool to just flat up make parallel track, and it'll do it flawlessly around corners and all that stuff. So I'm obviously not going to delete the parallel track that I have because, I spent a lot of time and effort doing it, but it's going to be a lot easier now to continue it onwards. And you can see just how cool this is. Like, look, this is our cattle farm industry, right? We've got this loop coming around here. I probably should clean this up. This looks a little, look at that. Look at that. That's just terrible. But yeah, we've got that loop, and then we come here, we get the double track. This is our yard. I've kind of reduced this to 3 lanes. And I cleaned this up a little bit. I did a lot of work in terms of track laying between episodes. I did connect up to the logging camp and the sawmill, but I haven't done any deliveries yet. I just connected the industries, and that's what we're gonna go do now, is do some deliveries while we look at all the rest of the update notes. So it's super cool. But anyway, I want to build a yard here off in this section here eventually, but I kept 3 of these lanes, not all of them, just so we can have some passing tracks, because I think we're gonna have a one-way yard that comes in, and when we want to leave the yard, we're gonna have to push the train out and then curve here. I continued this track north. I split it here into a Y. This is eventually going to go up this valley all the way to the oil field. You can see we have a nice flat valley there, so we're gonna run that. And this line continues this way, it climbs uphill, gets to here, and then comes into the logging camp, where we've got 3 lines here just for whatever, with a little bit of a lead track for your locomotive. Mainly, I thought you could come in with a full train here, and then you could stop, pull your locomotive, back your locomotive around. You could Y your locomotive to turn it around, and then pick up your train, come in, and you could use the 2 loading tracks. So it is a dead-end industry. I have space to build a loop, but I really want to do this industry kind of like a normal, like if you building a logging camp out in the middle of the mountains, you probably wouldn't, excavate and build a whole loop. You'd do something simple like this. Takes up a little bit of space. It takes a little bit more time, but you can wire your locomotive and turn it around. So that's, of course, what we're going to do. And then we've got the wheat farm as per usual. And then, of course, we've got these 2 tracks, which come all the way down. And then we get over to our sawmill. So the sawmill, I just built something really simple. We got a really simple sort of yard when we come in here. It goes to a turntable, which has 3 lanes on it. They're not covered or anything. It's just 3 lanes for storing locomotives or something. You could also use this to, like, rotate your... Oh, I can fast travel. That's cool. Gotta get used to that new symbol. But yeah, it's just something to turn your locomotive around, whatever, if you want to. But honestly, the sawmill's kind of an in-and-out industry. You come in straight with your locomotive, and then you back out back into the yard, and then you leave straight this way through the loading line, leave out this way, and then it merges up at the water well, which isn't really great, but it's whatever. And then you're back on that line, and you continue all the way back out. So that's all the stuff I built. We're gonna go run some track. We gotta go buy some logging cars. And put some locomotives on the track. Really cool update so far. So let's just get this out of here. We are facing the wrong way, but that's okay. We'll Y over at the freight depot when we pick up some more cars. So let's go full reverse here. Probably need wood. This is probably super cold. But yeah, super excited about this update. Like, we'll take a look at the spline building at the very end of the video. I was just reading the notes and noticed the parallel thing. I haven't actually tried it yet. I did try just laying a regular spline. It's pretty good. They have a whole new preview now. It's a lot cleaner. The spline building, honestly, if you weren't going to play Railroads Online, I mean, it's gotten a lot better in this new update. And the map this is great. Like, this is the coolest thing. This is exactly what I wanted. Like, look, we can come in here. We're on the map. Okay, let's toggle that switch. So we flick that switch, right? So now I can flick this regulator, and I can go forward. I never had to get out of my locomotive here. And this switch is now toggled to go that way, so we should go straight on down. It's so cool that that's a thing now. Like, you know, I understand it's not necessarily realistic. If you want to play super realistic, you know, you don't toggle switches on the map. But in terms of quality of life, this is awesome. And every time you open the map, it centers. Look, it goes to the full map, and then it centers on your vehicle. So if you zoomed in a little bit like this, like we should be perfect. This switch is now going to lead us down the hill. This is so cool. Coolest thing. This is what I was talking about the last time. I really wanted the sort of the derail valley, you could toggle switches remotely experience, because it's just great. So now let's make sure, I don't know how we can tell which way we're going here. Oh, does the green line indicate? Oh, it does. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so we need to go this way. Yeah, because we're gonna go down this way, and then we're gonna come into here, and then once we pass this switch, we're gonna back up into here and pick up our cars, our new logging cars, and then we'll just keep backing all the way up to here, and then we'll go up that way and leave. This is so cool. I can't believe you can do all this. Is ridiculous. Favorite part of the update. We're gonna go, like I said, we'll go through the update notes once we get going on the path here. But it's really cool that we can just remote do everything. You don't have to keep jumping in and out of your vehicle now. We don't have to keep flying to it. I probably should clean all this up. I think when we build a yard, I'll probably delete all this stuff, and we'll do that all proper, make a proper sort of town or something. And, you know, we kind of rush placed all these. Haven't really used them yet anyway. Need more locomotives. But yeah, I think I'm going to clean all this up, turn it into some sort of a yard. I don't think it'll be a through yard. Like I said, it might just be like a pull-in, you know, straight yard. It's kind of weird because this, I did some scouting earlier, and this goes uphill. So I don't really want to build a sloped yard because, you know, we have the issue where, you know, if you forget to toggle brakes or whatever, I'd like to have a flat yard, but it kind of has an uphill. So it'd be really hard to build a flat, long section there. Anyway, let's go full reverse. Let's get back out to our handy dandy map. Let's toggle you that way. And actually, we can probably stop here. Let's order some cars first. All right. Oh, right. I forgot the ordering system changed. Oh, I totally forgot about this one. We ordered and it appears on the track behind us. That's right. You don't order them. They don't appear at the freight depot anymore. They just, the freight depot is literally just 3 tracks just because, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that means if you start a new map that, you know, is that different or whatever? Because now when you order something, yeah, the cars just appear on the track. This one appeared way over there, so we're just going to have to put it over here. I totally forgot. I thought they were going to appear in the freight depot, and they don't. They appear just behind your train, which is convenient, but yeah, I don't remember. I don't know what happens if you spawn a new map. Also, apparently, with this update, the devs provided a bunch of maps with pre-laid track. So if you don't want to do track building, there are maps that they provided for download with pre-laid track. They have that in their update notes on the Steam community page, which I thought was super cool. So, because I know there's a lot of people who don't like track building. I personally like the track building. I like, you know, planning out the routes and, you know, having all my own routes and trying different things and all that. But yeah, if you don't like track building, apparently the devs have made some maps with tracks, so that's cool. And I think it's kind of neat that you don't have to come back to the freight depot to spawn stuff. Got to remember that for next time, because honestly, yeah, it's much more convenient. You just need to have like a nice straight piece of track, really, and just sit there. I don't know if it spawns because of your player. It's got to be close to your player, right? It's probably picks the track closest to your player, and that's how it decides where to spawn something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to back through this switch, and we're going to go right through this yard, and then we're going to go straight up to the logging camp. We got 4 logs, or 4 log cars. We're going to pick up 4 logs, and then we're going to bring them down to the sawmill and make like $10. And then we're going to repeat that 682 times. The problem is, too, I have to level up. We're only level 1, and we got to get to like level, what was it, like 5 to get a cattle car or something. So we have all that cattle industry set up, and it doesn't actually matter because we have to get to a high enough level to actually be able to buy the car. So there we go. We're going to do that. Click that switch. That switch is good. I love this menu. This is so good. That's good. That's good. That's going to go straight. We're going to go straight up there, and then that's going to go left. This climbs, by the way. This climbs at like a good old 4%. Then we get up here, we're going to go left. We're going to go, yeah, we're going to go left into that. We'll park in this lane here. And then we'll decouple our engine. We'll flip it around, wire engine, and then come around and go back the other way. Perfect. This is gonna work great. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about update notes. My sound's probably gonna mute because I'm gonna like alt over to my other monitor to look at these notes, but it's gonna be pretty cool. So let's take a look at it while this drives. So they've got the new map, obviously, with all the industries and stuff, the switches. Love it. Great. Fantastic. The mini map here is great as well. You know, all the icons, obviously, it's going to take a little bit to get used to. I can't toggle stuff on the mini-map, it seems. Oh no, I can. Oh my god, I can. Are you serious? I can just click on the mini-map and toggle? Oh my goodness. I just wasn't tabbed into the game. Are you serious? If I click, oh, I can just, I don't want to do it right now, but so I can just toggle that? No, can I? No, I can't. Oh, I can. Yeah, oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, well, yeah, that's a nice quality of life feature. That is a very, very nice quality of life feature. Right, so anyway, placing splines is better. They colored the splines. Okay. New spline system automatically adjusts grades in freehand mode based on the terrain you're replacing the track on, which makes it easier to lay fine track on hillsides. Really? So with freehand mode, it'll automatically contour to the terrain and adjust grades. That's kind of cool. You could make some really like narrow gauge, hilly, very much warped looking track that perfectly contours to the terrain. I was just making sure that looked a little low there, but I just want to make sure we didn't accidentally rub up. We're fine. But yeah, you could make some really low contoury track. That's super cool. That's kind of nice. I don't really ever use freehand mode because I like building nice long sweeping curves, but it's cool to know that that's possible. Apparently you can also lay perfectly straight tracks in freehand mode while holding control, so that's pretty cool. Build parallel tracks, yeah, hold down middle mouse button while playing track. You can select a track to copy, and you can place a track parallel to its left or right side. This works for all track types, excluding turntables, and the system adjusts the radius of a track on a curve when the gradient is copied. That's insanely powerful. I've been double tracking this, and it takes me 5 times as long to build when I'm double tracking because it's just like, you know, you have to deal with that. And the fact that you can't, you know, you have to adjust your radiuses manually and stuff. I'm going to double track with that from now on. But that's amazing. And then pre-laid maps, they talk about that. And then they have a complete change log. They, you know, can flip switches. Yeah, cars loaded. Oh, you can show cars loaded with hovering over their, icons. Oh, on the map, I guess. You can see, oh my god, are we bogging down? Hello, do I need more power? Let's go. There's only a 55% rate. This is like a 4% climb. I didn't think it would be a big deal. It actually might be steeper than 4%. It might be like 5 in some parts. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal because you're always going to come up here empty, right? This is our logging camp. You can see looking down there, this is so cool how much of a climb it is. We've been turning, I know we've been talking about update notes, but yeah, it's so cool how this works. But it does get steep here. I just assumed it would be, oh my god, there's trees on the track. Oh, I did not clear this track. Okay, we're just going to slam the brake. Thank you very much. And we are going to, thank god I was driving extremely slowly. But yeah, I made this track super steep. I didn't think it mattered because we're always going to be coming up here empty. You're never bringing anything up to the logging camp. The other path might be a little bit more difficult because we do have to bring stuff to the oil field. So you might need some big locomotives. I'm just going to clear some of these back a little bit. But yeah, you might need some big locomotives to haul up that way. Although I'm pretty sure that's a lot shallower than this. I think this is where it gets really steep. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think we're good. But yeah, let's see. The map can be opened. Industries and facilities show their input and output with a tooltip by hovering over the icons. Okay, that's cool. So if I go into the map, let's get going here again. There we go. If I go to the map and I hover over an industry, goods out. Oh, that's sick. Okay, if I hover over like this, goods in, goods out. Oh, that's so good. That's actually awesome. So you can easily tell what needs supply and what needs demand. Okay. You can set a marker point to show a special spot to your friends while playing by clicking the right mouse button so you can ping the map. That's cool. While being a multiplayer, you can see the player icons on the map in a different color. Okay, that's cool. Player icon is an arrow. It shows the direction you're going. Yeah, that's cool. Well, yeah. The map is just awesome. That's the summary of the update note. Is the map is absolutely amazing now, and the spline tool is great. The fact that you can build parallel tracks. I did build one track with the spline tool. It was fantastic. Like, it was easy. The visual is a lot better. The track's like a nice bright color against the ground. I didn't do the freehand mode though. The freehand warping to terrain. That sounds cool. And the fact that you can still build straight track in free mode, but also warp it to the terrain. I want to try that. I want to see if I take a spot with a gradient and I build a straight track in freehand mode. Let's just get this set up. Yeah, you're more than fine here. Let's just stop you. Any time now you want to stop. We'll tie one brake here. We'll decouple that. There we go. Perfect. All right, and then we got to go run around with this. But let me just, while we're here, you know, let me just try something real quick. So if I take the freehand mode, I build a track. Like let's go up here where it's kind of a little more. I love the fact that you fly in freehand mode. There, this is a pretty hilly spot here. So let's try this. So if I go this way and I rotate this like, I don't know, like something like that, right? And then I hold control. I don't understand how to get it to, oh no, how do I, oh, you can't, okay, so if you build it straight, it goes flat. If you hold control, it goes flat. Oh, dang, that's cool. That is really steep though. It can't do the initial part because the initial part's a little too steep. Oh, that's so cool though. So I can do this and then go like, hold on, I can do like that. That gets through the initial part. And then I could, oh, that's so good. That's actually kind of sick. It still builds like kind of curves in freehand mode. It doesn't do it like super. I mean, I got to adjust the angles. That's why I keep getting these humps here. Does it not actually fix that? No. Yeah, so you got a hump here because I got to adjust like the end angle. Oh, that's so good though. You can make some real narrow gauge with that's really good that it automatically adjusts the grade. That's actually key. If you're building a really steep mountain track, you could do some really cool stuff with that. Of course, I like to build really big sweepy tracks like I've been doing here. I'm gonna try this. Let me try one more thing here while we're building track, and then we'll load up and head on out to the sawmill. But while we're loading track, let me try this. So parallel track feature, parallel track. Choose any track you want to copy. Okay, I want to copy the, oh my god, really? It's just that simple. It just copies the whole spline. And then I can just go like this. Wow, it even copies the S part of it. Oh my, really? Oh, well, so you still use your switches as like spacing, and then you just copy these splines for all your curves, and like, and there, wow, that is mint. That is actually amazing. Okay, well, all right, well, you know, that's, yeah, gonna make track building easier. Not gonna rebuild my whole world, but that is very nice that works that way. I kind of wish that existed. This update's great, honestly. This update makes me want to play so much more of this game, and I feel like I can convince more of my friends to play it too, because like, it's just such a quality of life. You can run your own train, you can manage your own switches. You don't have to worry about, you know, hopping in and out of your train all the time to manage switches. I know that's a realism thing, and you can play that way totally if you want to. I get it, but for me, like, I enjoy being able to just kind of, you know, manage my train and just manage the goods. Especially when you do more complicated yards. I was always afraid of making complicated yards. You always want to make loops because the pain in the butt is that if you don't make loops, you know, you have to manage 700 switches like we're doing right now. Like, I have to manage all these switches to turn my locomotive around, but it's fine because now it's easy. Now I can just chug my way past this, and while that's going, we're gonna go over here. So we're gonna come through this way. Like, I'm even setting them the other way even though I don't have to. And then we come up to here, and then we're gonna Y this, and then we'll come back here, and then we'll come back and we'll be the other way and pick up our load from this side, and then we'll bring it out, and then we'll back into our loading track, and then we'll load up with logs, and then we'll leave and go all the way to the sawmill. It's awesome. I love this. It's so easy. And we never have to leave our train except to load the logs. I guess we have to get out to load the logs. Wait, do we? I don't know. Let's find out. I probably have to get out to load the logs. I feel like I might have to get out and click the crane. I'm not sure, but I might have to. All right, are we good? We're going to the Y. We're going to the Y. Perfect. Gotta start making some money too. Like, the problem with this, so this is the issue. I had to build the switch flat. I don't know if that's changed at all, but like switches, when they like to be placed flat. There's a way to place it up on a hill on an angle. You gotta free place it though. But if you're placing them using the precision tool, they usually have to be placed flat. There are ways around that, but it's kind of annoying. So anyway, the logging camp, long story short, it comes in and it's flat up here. So it's actually kind of nice, but you can see it's a bit of a steep hill coming up to it with a little bit of fill, and that's because it then becomes flat. So all this is flat, the Y is flat. You know, this is like an all nice flat area. So it's nice for when you're managing your loads and stuff. You don't have to worry about your cars running off. You can just set one brake and you're fine. So there we go. We're gonna come in here, grab this. I think I'm a little spicy quick. Might need to slow down just a little bit. Very little brake. There we go. 10 mile an hour. Might be too quick. Something like that. Alright. One of these brakes is set. Oh, that was a little quick. It's fine. This back brake. Done. Alright, and then the logging load is definitely the far track. So we need to go forward. Pull our way through. Obviously, we could build more switches here. We could build another switch off here, have a little bit of a shed, maybe like an engine shed with a couple engines in it for helpers to do the logging camp. But I figure, you know, if you come in here by yourself, it's not really a big deal to do this. There's only one line going up and down from the logging camp anyway. So you'd have to wait. If you were another locomotive, you'd have to wait at the bottom. Or we could build a passing track. Now that the parallel tracks is easier, I could copy like a spline. But you still have to build the switches. I don't know. I don't think it needs a passing track. Although cordwood, people might do a lot of cordwood. We'll see. We might have to build a passing track at some point. I'm not sure. Right now, I left it as a single lane. Now that there's the parallel tool, though, it's honestly, it'd be so easy to just make more double track everywhere. But I don't think this industry is going to get used all that much later on. I think it's okay to just have a single track going to and from it. Okay, so we got to brake here. Got to go in reverse. And then we got to flick this one this way. And is that it? Oh, it's right there. It is that switch. Okay. Perfect. Only 5 logs per. That's right. Should be an easy trip, though, because we're going all downhill now. Literally downhill from here, and then it's... I guess there's a little bit of uphill at the freight depot, but that shouldn't matter. And then it's downhill past that all the way to the sawmill. And then we just pull through the sawmill, we unload our goods, and then we back our way out and then come back up via the water well, and then we'll be coming up empty. So this is really, really great. Like, all the uphill on this route is done with empty cars, which I think is kind of cool. Like, I feel like the devs might have done that by design. So when you start off in the very beginning of the game, you can have a really weak engine that can still pull a relatively large log train, because all the heavy pulling is when you have gravity working for you. It's really, if that was intentional, it's really smart game design, in my opinion, or at least smart level design, I guess. Is there really? Okay, well, you know what? Remember all that stuff I just said? Let's just scratch that right now. Let's talk about this crane not wanting to load. Okay, load up. Perfect. Let's get out of here. Let's go all the way down to the sawmill. Finally deliver some logs. I haven't even done this route once yet. Like I said, I laid out all this track and I never actually tested it. But it seems to be okay so far. We're good. We got 20 logs. I think it pays $5. If it's $5 a log, we make $100. If it's $10 a log, we make $200. It's still terrible. It's actually so bad. I need like thousands of dollars. I mean, the only thing we can do really is just keep expanding the log train, I guess, and just get, like, you know, 10 log cars. I don't know. We'll bring out the math for the tractive effort again to see how many empties Montezuma could pull up, like a 5%, right? And then we just get that many cars. Because going down is easy. Who cares? You're empty. You're full. Even if it's 10 log cars, Montezuma should be able to go down with 10. But it's just coming back up, right? So we'll do the empty math, and then we'll mass produce logs for a bit. I should probably invest in maybe the bigger log cars. That would be, but like, they don't give you as many logs per weight. Cause like this, oh, we're going a little quick here. Let me, there we go. But yeah, they don't give you as many logs per weight, right? Cause it's like, these are still valued at 5 logs according to the sawmill. Whereas the big logs are valued at 6 per car, but they're way heavier, and you only get 6, whereas these you get 5, and the value's the same. So I don't really understand, you know, I guess once we get bigger locomotives, we should get bigger cars for aesthetic reasons, but I still don't understand the logic behind ever getting big cars, technically. But I mean, when we get bigger locomotives, we'll definitely run bigger cars. Right now, we just need to deliver 7,486 logs. And make enough money to buy, you know, something. And we need to level up. A cattle car might be nice, but like, honestly, we need to level up. Get some locomotives. Get more people. You know, we need at least one more locomotive to get someone else. we could have people running other routes. There are other routes to run right now. I just don't have any locomotives for it, so this route's sick. All right, let's make sure. What are we doing here? We're coming up here. We're gonna go left. That's fine. That bypasses all the cars. Then we gotta go right here, and then that brings us right here. We go right here. We get onto the main. We stay on the main there. We go the main this way, and then we stay there. And then we go all the way down that, and then we turn left off that into the sawmill. We go all the way to the left, then we stay there. And then that brings us onto the load track, and then we're gonna back up and then go right, like out that way. There we go. And then we're gonna leave, come out here, and then go all the way back up. And we'll be back on the main. Perfect. Oh my god, we're going quick. Ah, shoot. Ah, shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Yeah. 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 I was doing some route planning. I got hung up in the route planning menu. Yeah. Yeah. The good news is the routes plan. I don't know how we were going a little spicy quick. This is not I need to put some speed limit signs here. This is not like, this is a really kind of a steep hill, and then it goes to a pretty sharp corner here. It's not like super sharp, like it is technically kind of part of the main line-ish because it's part of the logging camp line, let's say. But also let's talk about the re-rail tool. Look at how flawless this re-rail tool is now. You click re-rail, you click your stuff, and you go, oh, I want it here. Great, you put it there, and then it's done. That's phenomenal. But yeah, this corner's a little spicy. We're also, oh my god, we're gonna cause another accident here. This is, come on, can we please? I gotta stop getting distracted by the map. Okay. Let's excuse me. Let's break. Okay. We're good. It's calm. We're good. You got it? Are you not able to push this up the hill? Do they re-rail with brakes on? Is that what happens? Oh, they do re-rail with brakes on. Okay. No problem. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now we should be good to go down the route. Let's go full speed ahead. Everything should be set. Love it. This is honestly, like, I'm gonna delete all this stuff. This is all nonsense. I'll clean that up. I might make this Y come down. Like, I might make this come down a little further, and then Y, like, on either side of the initial freight depot stuff. I'm not gonna change the freight depot lines because that's the default lines. I don't even know if I can delete that. But they're fine like that. Honestly, it's not a big deal, especially because you do some loading and unloading at the freight depots. It's nice to have a couple lines to play with. Plus, you get the water tower and stuff. But I'll delete all this. I'll bring this Y probably a little bit lower, and then we'll build some sort of a big, main storage yard sort of turntable, engine, locomotive, everything here. And then these 3 tracks, they can be our exit tracks. But these 3 tracks are still uphill, which, I'm not a huge fan about. And they do obviously lead all the way up to that industry. Man, this is so cool. I can't even get, like, this is what I wanted. I know before you used to be able to do this with a mod and stuff, and the fact that it's in the game now, it's so good. Oh, it's so great. I could just run trains all day now, and it's so much easier. Look at it, shows me how much I've loaded. I guess I could have seen where my cars derailed too, because they would have been on the map. Yeah, see, this corner is a bit spicy. I gotta clean that up a bit, put the switch lower, bring that over here, bring this down. Yeah. Alright, excellent. We're good. We got our cars. Alright, we're getting to the top of this hill, so we're just gonna cut the reg. Then we're gonna have to manage our brake here in a second. Man, that's a spicy hill. This is still kind of a weird setup for me. I mean, I think if I had the parallel track feature, I might consider changing this, because, like, you could just parallel track it the whole way down. You could parallel track that one, the more shallow one. Which I guess we could still do, but, you know, at the same point in time, I'd rather spend my efforts working on new track rather than existing track. And this works fine because the downhill is a lot quicker than the uphill. It's, you know, this is 6-7% down. So, you know, we have to keep our brake basically constantly on. In real life, I feel like this would be terrible. You just burn out your brake shoes, but, you know, it's okay. But yeah, I think I'm going to spend my efforts. It's always annoying to me, like, because the devs come out with updates, which is super cool, but then the updates kind of, you know, make all the stuff you used to do a little obsolete. And it's always sort of sad, because you're like, well, I laid all this awesome track, and now it all sucks. But, I mean, you know, it is what it is. They're always going to come up with new updates, which is great. So, we're just going to push forward. We're going to keep building the map. There's tons more map to build. We got more parallel track to lay. What we've got now is great. A little bit of rearranging by the freight depot needs to be done, but that's just some minor stuff. The rest of it's fantastic. We're doing super well. And it's all about now, honestly, making money. I just need to buy another locomotive, like at least another Montezuma, presumably something a little bit better, so we don't have two identical Montezumas. But yeah, I think I just need to get a couple more locomotives going on this playthrough. But this is cool. We're gonna come in, load up. We don't have to actually wire our locomotive here because it's kind of like a pull-through industry. You come in and then you leave in the same direction you enter. So you do have to sort of push back. But we are technically on industry track now, so we can cut the brake. And now we're coming in at a nice 20 mile an hour. This is flat track. See, I love this. And then you could bypass the whole sawmill and just head straight onto the water well if that's what you're doing. Or you can come in through the sawmill and go to the water well if that's what you want to do. Whatever floats your boat. But we're down in, like, this is kind of feels like a flood basin. You know, like if that lake were to flood, it would flood down into here. Like, we just coast right on in. We're going to have to do a little bit of a climb here. The industry is built up a little bit of a hill. This is so cool. Can I toggle? I wonder. Can you rotate a turntable on? No, you can't. It shows you the direction the turntable's in, which is cool. But you can't rotate it. You have to actually get out. Which you know, I'm kind of okay with that. I understand the logic behind it. But see, we climb a little bit of a hill here, which is actually kind of cool. Acts a little bit like a brake to help slow you down. And then this is flat, completely flat. I wanted to make sure this was nice and flat, so there was no issues. And we've got enough track extending out here. It's not super huge. If you have a really, really large log train, I didn't want to build a, you know, a super unrealistic, you know, docking thing or whatever. It does extend a bit into the lake. So if you have a super, super long log train, you know, you might have to break it into two sections. But we have those like 5-6 shunting lines on the way in, right? So you can just kind of go there, break your train up. There we go. We unload all that. Once they decide to actually unload. Perfect. And that made us like 200 bucks? Something like that. But there we go. Perfect. So now we're here, unloaded, and we just push back. I love the flow of this industry. I was looking at this when I first built this industry. I was kind of like, man, how am I gonna do it? It's right on the edge of this lake. You know, I don't want to have these crazy excessive bridges. Got a little bit of a pier bridge that extends out there, like I said, you know, just so you can fit some cars, right? The unload is this little dock here, so it's okay. And then this curve comes in there, again, a little bit onto the lake, which isn't the worst, but it is sort of the only track out as well. I guess I could put a switch here and bypass that, but it doesn't really matter. I figure if someone's loading, they're loading on the way out. But if someone's loading, they are technically fouling this whole industry. So if someone's loading up, you just have to sort of pull into one of these siding tracks here and wait to leave. So maybe, yeah, maybe we should have one extra switch bypass at some point in time that just lets you lead. Right now, obviously, it's not a huge deal. There we go. Let's go forward. Thank you very much. And let's go that way. Perfect. But yeah, technically, if someone's loading, they would foul the whole thing up. We could put a switch right there that goes right and then curves up and connects back up that way. But honestly, it doesn't take too long to load in this game, especially now that they've got like the multi-load situation where, you know, when one crane loads, it doesn't just load one log at a time, it loads like 3 or whatever. So someone loading, you know, they're gonna grab their load and they're gonna leave, right? So it's not the end of the world, I don't think. And you can just wait, you know, you just be patient, just chill. It's railroading, you know, sometimes you gotta wait and wait for traffic to clear, you know, you gotta pull over and just sort of sit there and wait for your green signal. Which obviously there are no signals, but you know, we're getting there. Perfect, we got some goods now, 14 of each. I don't really know, or is it, no, it's 14 and 7, right? Or is it 14, 14? I don't know. But yeah, this track's nice, kind of, a little bit of a piered bridge. I don't think it looks too bad though. It's not, you know, I don't think it's necessarily ideal, but let's just say they built the sawmill on a floodplain, so, you know, you put a bridge up on some pillars, and that way when the lake level rises, your railroad doesn't get flooded out, I guess. But anyway, that's it. We're gonna head on back up. Normal route. Connects up to the water well right here. Shouldn't be a big deal. And then we head all the way back up and go back all the way this way. And ride that, and then when we get here, yeah, we go back left, and then back up there. And then back up all the way to the logging camp, and then we Y around and repeat the route. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure, of course, you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. You know, we're just gonna keep repeating this for a while, make some cash. We spent like 400 bucks on cars. We had like what, 450 before? So this made maybe 150 bucks. I don't know the math on it. It must be 10 bucks a log. If it's 10 bucks a log, it made 200 bucks. I don't know. We're gonna do this till we get like a couple grand, I guess, and or at least until I fill the industry, I guess. Once I fill the industry, there's not much I can do about it. I guess I could deliver them to the freight depot instead. Do something like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure to push hit those buttons, and as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.